Let's talk about another important issue, which is the sensitive information exposure. And sensitive information or sensitive data is anytime that in your application you accidentally allow a user or somebody on the other end, somebody who might not even be a legitimate user of the system, if you allow them to see something that should have been kept secret. So since I created the login mechanism for this particular application, I might not have thought through everything. For example, I used the default Rails scaffolding generation functionality, and that just created the files for me, and I didn't change a lot of the layouts. So what's happening now is if I go to the list of all the users, you can see that it's actually listing out the passwords as well as the users, which of course is not what we want. So that is information leakage and data exposure all in one. And what we want to do here is we want to actually fix it by removing the exposure of it. And so we'll go over to the index and we'll go over to the HTML version and we'll just remove these from the page. And we do want to know when someone is an admin or not, but we don't need to know whether they are the owners of particular passwords. So there we go. So now there's a little bit more to this, and one of those twists is that we still have this view, so we can go and remove it from here as well. And that's important, is when you're fixing a bug, you need to think of all the angles. And now we see that that information is gone. And then, of course, we need to look and make sure that it doesn't show up on the edit either. And you see edit is using the form. So we go over to the form, and we do want the form to provide us with the password and password confirmation when we have new ones. But what we can do is we can change them to be a different sort, right? So we can say, I believe it's input secret. Let's find out if I'm right. Oh, looks like I'm wrong, so let's change that again. Oh, looks like it's wrong, so we can just see how to do this. Password fields. Who would have guessed? And there we go. And go back. And now when we type here, you'll see that it does not show up. And we know that we have another place, and that is on the login page, where we need to take care of this as well. So if we go over to logins, new, and there we go. You'll see it's also using a form. So we'll go to logins form, and here is the issue. So we are going to fix it here as well. And then we also have to fix it on user new. And that's also using form. So technically, we should be all set. Yep. So let's go back. And now when we look at login, there we go. So now there's no issue with this. And there's a related issue that we're going to look at next.